Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone. My name is Divya, and today we are talking about procrastination. I think people say, fear of failure and procrastination are the two main killers of dreams. And we are very happy to take up this topic because, somehow I feel that there is so much of scope to work on yourself, to learn, to be a better person. ना कहते हैं ना कि खुद को इतना बदलना है, किसी और पे फोकस ही नहीं जाए, खुद पे इतना काम करना चाहिए हमें. So I'm very much interested to learn today. My name is Divya. We started Radio Diva as a little project, as a little platform for went out during lockdown, but now we will be very soon completing 3 years. And we have been, taking up many mental health related topics, some amazing speakers, people who are on the field, who are working on it. They join us, they share their experiences, life lessons with us, and help us be better individuals. So we are very blessed that ways. And yes, be part of this happy group, lucky community. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because the more people subscribe, the more people know about it, the more the words go, and the authentic, content goes public, and people get to know more about it. And yes, be part of our happy go lucky community. So, a warm welcome, everyone. And today we have a very interesting speaker, though I have had a great opportunity to speak to her. But at the same time, I got to know that she is a cognitive hypnotic psychotherapist and a self love coach. I think that was what we connected on. She really, talks about self love, and this is something that she has practiced in her own life. हम कई बार ना दूसरों को अहमियत देने में खुद को बैक सीट दे देते हैं, और फिर हमारा खुद के साथ भी रिलेशन अफेक्ट होता है और दूसरों के साथ भी रिलेशन अफेक्ट होता है. So she is a self love coach. It has been more than 3 years that she has been practicing. She is founder of Adore Life with Nidhi, and she has worked with women of different, populations from all across the globe. So we are quite fortunate to have her with us. So a warm welcome, Nidhi, and thank you so much. Such an honor to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Divya, for this introduction. And I first congratulate you for completing 3 years and for, taking up this initiative to talk about mental health in such, huge platform. So congratulations for you and your team for this.
Thank
And
you
it's
so
my honor to be here to, give little bit whatever knowledge I have on this platform. So thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. So, Nidhi, why did you take up this topic? Because I know, there are so many things. I mean, is there something specific why this topic clicked to you?
Definitely, Divya. Procrastination is something which we all have. I think most of the people have experienced this. Like, we all, in some or the other way, this affects us, and to some extent in our life, some points in our life. So whether it's, pushing off work, or, whether it's delaying some personal goals. So I think procrastination we all have experienced. So I think it's good to talk about this topic and how to, overcome this procrastination. So yeah, I think everyone can relate to this topic basically. So yeah, that's the reason for picking up this particular topic.
But is there any personal reason, anything that you have yourself mastered this, and will you like to share with everyone who's listening right now and will be listening to us later on YouTube, that why procrastination? Why is it so close to you? What made you take up this?
Yes, Divya. So I must tell you that, there are times in my life when I wanted to achieve some bigger goals. And so probably let me start with just my journey to this field, because I was not at all into psychology field. I picked up this in 2019. So when I have hit a roadblock, and I was going through a lot of, troubles and a lot of problems in my life. And then I thought, I was procrastinating at that point of time. I was just have no idea, uh, where to go, how to find help. And, I was just living that life for for so long. And then one fine day, I realized that no, I have to stop this and I have to take charge of my own life. So that way I have joined this institute called iChars, where that is the sole purpose was to, self-help. Like it was not for this purpose of coaching or teaching someone or, taking this therapies, but it was only for my own self. So that point I, broke down, and I just started taking sessions and, learning how to, help self for this, to overcome this all troubles in my life which was going on. So yeah, I think I can relate to it very well, because once I cross that barrier, then I got to know that, how important it is for you to take just this first step towards our goals, towards, overcoming certain things which are going in our life. So that first step is very important. And that is how, this procrastination topic is really close to me, because, and later on also, there were certain tasks which I was, again and again and again procrastinating, and then I learned how to overcome it gradually. So that is why I'm going to share my experiences here in this platform.
Yeah, somehow I feel nothing better than, sharing your own experiences when you have learned it firsthand. And then when you talk about it, it comes out really passionately and it comes out straight from heart, and,
Yes.
people totally relate to it. So great. So, tell us how, because almost I think everyone who's here, or everyone who's going to listen to it, we all at some point of our life face procrastination. We delay our work, and it affects our life big time. It's like I had put a message. It's like, you're using a credit card, and the credit of it affects your life little later. So you are, mindlessly using your credit card. Procrastination, something like that, some quote that I had quoted. So you tell us what can, how it can be devastating, and what all a person can do to, you know to ensure that we don't procrastinate.
Right. So Divya, first I want to start to telling, like, all those people who procrastinate should first remember that while procrastinating might provide you with some kind of, temporary relief, ki chalo aaj nahi kal kar lenge. There's some kind of temporary relief. That is why we are procrastinating. The major reason is that only. But it will ultimately lead to increased stress, increased anxiety. You will miss some opportunities in your life. So we have to just keep that in mind, because it's just a temporary relief. Kal karna hai karke, it's just a temporary, it's just a time being of relief. We fight with our anxiety and stress for some time, but over a period of time, long time, it will increase eventually. So that is one thing. And so let's discuss first that why we procrastinate, because to understand the how to get rid of it, first it's important to understand the why of procrastination, because your why samajh mein aa jayega, so we can easily deal with the how to probably overcome it. So see we so there might be many reasons. So I remember reading a book named The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And most of us, so in that book, it is shown that most of us lives two lives, the life which we live right now, and the unlived life within us, which we aspire to live. So let's take it in a 2 point. Like, point A is the life which we are living right now, which is the current life, and the point B is the life which we want for ourselves. So to reach from point A to point B, there is this difference is there is certain kinds of resistance which is there in this, to bridge that gap. And that resistance is the main reason, why we procrastinate. Right. So there's something which is pulling us, there's something which is stopping us from taking actions, or going towards our desired goal in life. So that resistance is the main reason because we procrastinate. And to understand that resistance is something, so this is kind of a negative force which is actively working, which is actively, stopping us, working against us, you can say, to achieve our goals. So
So
once we understand
can
that
it be,
resistance, yeah.
yeah, can it be a physical symptom also? Like, say, for example, I'm in a habit of procrastinating, and but right now I'm doing very well in my life, but I get a health issue, and that is making me procrastinate. That is making me, from driver's seat, I'm going to the back seat. So does that happen also?
Definitely,
physical.
Divya. But see, health issues are not permanent, right? Health issue might be temporary. So you might be having some kind of health issues for a certain period of time, but that becomes a reason for us to prolong it. कि आज नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, let's do it tomorrow, or maybe we can do it. मतलब आज this is not a good time for to do it today. Yeah, I have some other task to do today. Let's do it tomorrow. So that we find reasons. So this resistance, compel us to find some reasons to not start with the task today and to procrastinate. So once we understand what resistance we are facing in our life, then it will be easy for us to overcome that. So first understanding what resistance is, basically. So there might be small resistances which we easily overcome in our day to day life. That जैसे कुछ होता है कि कुछ काम हमको करना है जो बहुत छोटा सा है, तो वो resistance होता है, but still we overcome that. But the problem comes when there are big things, big resistances, the forces that really hold us back to achieve our bigger goals in life. So वो resistance जो है उनको हमें cross करना, that's major, that's most important. And many times there is that I think everyone can experience that there's some inner voice which stop us from doing certain tasks. That inner voice is so deep, deep rooted. It may be because of the fear of failure. That fear you're talking about before the session is the most important reason for procrastinating. It's a fear of failure, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं हमें लगता है कि we will not get success while achieving this task. There is some fear which we carry, deep rootedly carry, because everyone wants to want success, right? Everyone wants to do things which leads them to success. But when there is this fear of failure, and that probably allow us to give some 100 reasons for not doing the task, not starting it, and procrastinating the task. So one of the main reasons is fear of failure. Um, uh, and to avoid this failure, that we procrastinate, um, and this is actually a vicious cycle also. The more we fear, the more we procrastinate, and the more we procrastinate, the fear will increase, definitely, because there will be more anxiety, there will be more urgency to start it. Like हम कब तक fear करके procrastinate करते रहेंगे. So there comes a point where anxiety increases. There comes a point where insecurity increases, and this fear also will increase. And the more it increases, the more we procrastinate. And again, the same cycle of fear, procrastination, and fear and procrastination. So once we understand what kind of fear is this, and once we understand, when we learn this, that we are procrastinating because of this fear, then we are probably in a good position to overcome it. So one lesson I have, what I have learned from my life, is that fear is actually a good thing. किसी चीज को करने के लिए अगर आप रेजिस्ट कर रहे हो, अगर देयर इज अ फियर ना, वो चीज आपको जरूर करनी चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट थिंग विल गिव यू will take you some other point in your life. Otherwise जो आप repeatedly रोज कर रहे हो, that is a repeated thing. You're not crossing you're not going away from your comfort
Comfort
zone.
zone.
So comfort zone में जब तक आप रहोगे, जब तक आप वो क्रॉस नहीं करोगे, जब तक you will not achieve what you want to achieve, actually, right? So the first thing is that you have to the more fear in your life, the more your chances of growing
I
in
think,
your life.
yeah, and I think, when you overcome a fear, when you defeat a fear, your confidence level goes a notch higher. You know what you want to achieve. You become your doubts clear. Then you know that you are, unstoppable. Then
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
you know you start believing in yourself. A small win also helps you, get that kind of feeling that yes, I can do anything. Wala feeling.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
So
when
repeated.
there is a question, there
Yeah.
is a please go ahead. Please go ahead. There is a question also in the chat box.
Okay.
So Amita wants to know, does any lack of hormones leads to procrastination? If yes, then how to overcome it?
Lack of, sorry, I didn't get the question.
Lack of hormones.
Lack of hormones. Okay. That leads to, just read the full question first.
Does any lack of hormone leads to procrastination? If yes, then how to overcome it? Amita, do you want to unmute and ask the question much more clearly on what exactly you mean by it? So it will be, it will make become much more clear for Nidhi.
Yes, yes, yes.
Amita, can you hear us?
I just want
I
to
think
my
probably
what
Please go
leads
ahead.
to procrastination and how to overcome it.
Okay, and you
Is there
wanted to
any
know.
hormones imbalance leads to that situation?
So probably when we have hormonal imbalance, sometimes we feel lethargic, we feel lazy, we don't feel like, getting up and starting or working. That might be one reason, but that is not a prolonged. That should not be the prolonged thing. That is a time, for a time being. You feel a little low, you feel sometimes a little sad, you have some negative emotions overpowering you, and that is a short, period of time you might procrastinate, but it should not go beyond certain extent, should not go for days to come. So sometimes you can take breaks, sometimes you can have your relaxed day, chill day, you don't want to do something, that's okay, but it should not be prolonged, otherwise it will definitely hinder your goals in life.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think, when we are not physically fit, not just hormonal changes, when we are not, optimum physically, either our vitamins are less, or, we are not working out, we are not investing in our physical health, somewhere it affects. So, mental and physical, correct me if I'm wrong, Nidhi, mental and physical are both connected. कहते हैं ना, you train your mind and your body behaves accordingly, and you train your body and your mind also starts behaving well. So it's interconnected. Yeah, when we
100%, Divya. It's completely connected. Yes, you can, you can change your physical self with, your mental power, and you can just have that mental power, and your physical body changes. So it's definitely 100% connected. Yeah. So
yeah,
sometimes,
so,
we just
mm,
need to, if we are physically not fit, we just need to push ourselves, in a.
yeah,
Sometimes we
just
have to
going
say
for that.
repeatedly.
Yeah,
Huh.
just going for that one walk can change our mood. Going for that one, sports can change our mood. So I have recently started doing yoga. I have been regular with my walk, and I can see a shift in my mindset, in my mood. I I think, really workout really helps. तो कभी कभी ना निकल के ना वो ना एक वॉक पे चले जाना चाहिए. आई थिंक इतना कई बार हम ना हार्मोनल कोई भी इश्यूज को लेके बहुत ज्यादा बैठ जाते हैं. वो जो बैठ जाते हैं ना, तो फिर बैठ ही जाते हैं, फिर हमारा वो माइंड इट डजंट वांट टू मूव. इट्स बेसिकली डजंट वांट टू मूव इट्स एस. बैठे हैं, कंफर्ट जोन में हैं. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, निधि?
डेफिनेटली कंफर्ट जोन को क्रॉस करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं वो ही हमको आगे प्रोग्रेस देगा, राइट? अदरवाइज तो वी आर इन अ सेम, जैसे मैंने कहा ना कि वी आर लिविंग द लाइफ ऑफ द सेम सेम टाइप. सो अगर हमको कुछ ग्रो करना है या कुछ, वी हैव टू अचीव सर्टेन गोल्स, एंड वी हैव टू क्रॉस दैट बाउंड्री. वी हैव टू डू समथिंग एडिशनली, व्हिच इज न्यू टू अस.
Yeah, and we can't be sitting on the same problem forever. So the thing is that I think we should exercise, we should do something physically when it comes to our body. But yeah.
और ऑल्सो दिव्या, एक और रीजन होता है, कई बार हम बहुत ज्यादा ना परफेक्शनिज्म के पीछे भागते हैं. वी वांट एवरीथिंग टू बी परफेक्ट. तो टिल द टाइम दैट थिंग्स आर नॉट परफेक्ट फॉर अस, वी डोंट वांट टू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दैट. सो ये भी एक रीजन हो सकता है. दिस इज ऑल्सो मेजर, व्हेन क्लाइंट कम्स टू मी, एंड ये बहुत बहुत कॉमन रीजन है अमंग माई क्लाइंट्स की. क्या रीजन है? बिकॉज वी डोंट वांट दैट, वी डोंट हैव दैट परफेक्ट presentation for to start with, or we don't have that perfect. So they run after perfection, and so that is the major reason for procrastination. Because kabhi bhi aap, there's no particular definition of perfection. Na perfection kisko bologe? For you perfection may be different thing, for me it is different. So I think to overcome, like, उसके लिए सबसे बेस्ट थिंग होती है कि अगर आपको कोई गोल है आपके पास, तो उसको आप आउटवर्ड गोल मत लेके चलो, उसको इनवर्ड गोल लेके चलो. सो आई जस्ट गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. दैट इज वन लेडी केम टू मी, एंड शी वांटेड टू, she had a huge goal of reducing 10 kgs in 1 year. पे उसका गोल था, and she always focused on that, reducing 10 kg, 10 kg उसको reduce करना था, उसके ऊपर focus था. But and she always felt overwhelmed, she always feel anxious कि मुझसे वो goal achieve नहीं होगा, and I have to do that. But then literally, I shifted, we had a session, and I shifted her goal to inwardly, like, what can you do today to achieve that goal? Just forget about that reducing 10 kg wala thing, and just think, what can you start from today what is the inward, what is the thing that is in your hand? That reducing 10 kg is particularly probably not in your hand. It might happen, it might not happen. And if it will not happen, you will feel again sad, and you will feel demotivated to not start doing. So we shift your focus to कि what आप क्या कर सकते हो अभी. Maybe you can chunk down your task so in a so small task, so that you can just initially start doing, taking one step at a time. So probably you can have, you can go to gym 3 days a week, start going to gym 3 days a week, or you can, start having one fruit every day, having, some kind of diet plan for yourself, which you can instantly start rather than focusing on that bigger goal. That has really helped her a lot. And probably, and she has started now, taking small actions, and then she's very happy. And that also gives her, motivation to go ahead with her goal. Otherwise, she was like, though then she used to do, and she used to feel कि यार ये तो होगा नहीं, let me just not do it, let me just drop my goal.
I
But when we
totally
chunk
relate
it
to
down,
her. I
yes,
totally
yes.
relate to her. So I also wanted to, get healthy, get fit, reduce weight, and then nothing was happening. So what I did is one day at a time, I just invest today कि आज मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ वो करती हूँ. खा लेती हूँ तो अपने आप को गालियां नहीं देती हूँ. I don't put myself down. I do whatever my heart says, and I just try and keep my happiness quotient happy. I'm happy. That's more than enough. Rest, everything will be fine. I'm working out. I'm doing what is required, and whenever weight has to come down, it will come down.
Yeah, I think the motivation comes from that only, right? Taking small action gives us motivation, and that will, probably stop us from procrastinating further. Uh,
So what
so,
are your tips, the tips, Nidhi special tips that we all need to follow to overcome procrastination and to be better in achieving our goals? Because not just weight reduction, in life we have so many goals, and somewhere, आज नहीं कल कर लेते हैं, कल नहीं परसों कर लेते हैं. कई बार वो चीजें होती नहीं है, और आप करना चाहते हो, आप बिलीव करते हो. जैसे मेरे पास इतने सारे सपने भरे हुए हैं, मुझे इतना काम है, बट कई बार होता है कि कुछ आ जाता है, किसी से बात हो जाती है, एंड माय थिंग्स गेट डिलेड, एंड देन इट्स शिफ्टेड टू टुमारो, डे आफ्टर, लाइक दैट. सो हाउ डू यू थिंक आई कैन be in a driver's seat literally, and even if distractions come, I don't get affected and I don't procrastinate?
yeah. So Divya, the first एक चीज तो मैंने already share किया कि chunk down your task, break task into smaller manageable task. ऐसा कुछ जो इतना small हो सकता है कि just you have to get up in the morning, you have to just put your alarm रात को, अगर आपको सुबह उठ के walk पे जाना है, if you're not able to go, so at least take one step at a time. आप सिर्फ alarm लगा के छोड़ दो, even if you're not able to get up, that is okay, but at least you do something for that, rather than just saying कि मैं I'll just go for 1 hour, and क्योंकि आप 2 दिन जाओगे, and again you will come back to the same place where you are not doing anything. So start chunking down your task into smaller manageable pieces, where you are not procrastinating, then you are just able to take that first step. That will again give you motivation, and probably you will take second and third step towards your goal. That is one thing I'll suggest. Second is you can also set your deadlines first. जैसे अगर आपको कुछ weight loss का या कोई भी आपके गोल है, जो भी है, just put a deadline, just face make a date कि आपको इस तारीख तक complete करना है. So now that way you know that this is the deadline and आपको करना है. So probably mind your mind will probably take you towards starting doing the things. Otherwise हम सोचते रह जाते हैं कि आज नहीं कल करेंगे, कल से start करेंगे, फिर परसों से start करेंगे, and tomorrow never comes. So I think setting deadlines is also a good idea to probably we are holding ourselves accountable and to stay on track. So this is one thing you can do. Also, as I'm a self-love coach, I always say that it's very important to do some kind of just negative जो self talk हम करते हैं, we have to completely stop doing that कि हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, या I always, कभी कभी हम अपने आप को ये कहते हैं ना कि हम always procrastinate करते हैं, या हमसे ये सब चीजें हो ही नहीं पाती हैं. So ये जो negative self talk है, we need to just stop this. Doesn't matter if you're doing it or not doing, but सबसे harmful is the talk which we do with ourselves. So if we talk positively to ourselves, it will increase this motivation. It will reduce the anxiety which we have. So keep on doing some positive affirmations towards like whichever is related to your goal, which you can relate with your goals. So keep on saying that affirmations every morning, evening, and just keep a positive mindset with saying all these things. That there will be a positive mindset, and that will definitely motivate you, shift your focus from what you cannot do to what you can do to achieve your goals. So positive self talk is very important, because when you are charged up, when you are filled with that motivation, you will obviously start doing things that you don't want to. You can also, a very small tip where you can also use timers. I always put timer for all, mostly like many things, 100 times, मतलब कितने सारे timers बजते रहते हैं दिन में, but that's a good thing, right? That will remind you कि this is the time for you to do your task. Sometimes ना वो छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, but it really makes a lot of difference. So आपके जो task हैं, goals हैं, उसको आप set करके time आप you can put timers. That is one thing you can do. And or what else? I think yeah, that's enough. Like I think you also can reward yourself. You can do something for yourself once you have completed your task. छोटे छोटे चीजों को जो हम करते हैं, but we don't appreciate our own efforts. So I think that also, if we start doing, that will again motivate us from achieving bigger goals. So whatever small things, even आपने अगर सिर्फ 5 मिनट भी वॉक किया है, आपके 1 hour वॉक के गोल्स में से अगर आपने 5 मिनट भी आज उठ के एटलीस्ट यू walk. So, praise yourself for that and never say that, 5 minute किया है या इससे क्या होगा. So I think वो भी एक important चीज है कि to keep on praising yourself, to keep on, just being in that positive zone. So, yeah, I think all these things, and procrastination is something which is affected all of us, and I think this tips, if we start using, so probably we are in a better position to deal with this.
I totally agree with you, and all the tips that you gave, I think I couldn't have agreed more. I think all of us relate to it, and it's such a doable, such a simple, reminder that yes, we can, actually deal with it. It's not as difficult as it might sound. And yes, any questions for Nidhi? So yeah, so anyone who wants to share anything, any question, Anika? Okay. So,
Divya, yeah,
Priyanka,
yeah.
Priyanka, please go ahead.
Actually, this is in line with what ma'am said, Nidhi ma'am said just now. And we had one previous session sometime back. So I felt ki even one solution for procrastination is we can make that small group related to that particular task which we are not able to complete. And the group should be of the critics. So they'll be our reminders. And like we had said, na, we can announce it loudly, our targets. So people will keep you poking, and that will, make you get up and do your task, whatever task you have at hand.
Yes, having an
Awesome.
accountability partner is also a good idea. You can make someone accountable for. Probably you can share your small success with people around you, or that will also keep you motivated. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think, Priyanka, beautiful tip. And I think, Nidhi, we all have noted down, jotted down your tips, and they are quite effective. So make smaller goals, make a deadline, put timers, use what is happening with mobile phones. We are getting used and we are not using it as effectively. A mobile phone can really ease our life, and instead of wasting time on reels, which I am also guilty of doing it at times. So, we should use the timer, reward yourself and appreciate yourself, praise yourself whenever you are, you do anything that really helps. And of course, announce targets. So, what Priyanka said, I totally relate to it, because once we say it, we know we have to do it. So, hum automatic driver seat pe aa jate hain. So
Absolutely.
awesome session, Nidhi. Any last words, and we are done for the day?
So I just want to say that, guys, start doing things that makes you uncomfortable. That is what will lead you to success. So that's, just
Yeah,
keep in mind कि जो चीज आपको discomfort दे रही है, that is important for you to do. Start doing it. take small steps and you will reach your goal definitely.
Can't pay enough gratitude to you, Nidhi. Thank you so much for doing this awesome session.